ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما.
For the greatest night of the year, for the night which is better than a continuous worship of 83 years and a few months. Because Allah says in the Qur'an, Laylatul Qadr is khayrun. He didn't say equivalent. Min alf shahr. 1,000 months is how many years? 83 years and a couple months. Why 83 years? Why 1,000 months? You know that the Ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam have the shortest lifespan. We have the shortest lifespan. You heard about Nuh alayhi salam. He gave da'wah to his people for how many years? 950 years. This is the da'wah mission. But there is another couple hundred years that he lived before he was appointed with the prophethood or after. So he was like 1200 plus. Oh, that's a lot of years. That's a long lifespan. Have plenty of time. Our lifespan varies between 60 to 70. Very few will make it to 80, fewer will make it to 90, and so on. So Allah the Almighty blessed this ummah by giving Muslims in this ummah each year during the month of Ramadan one single night, 8 hours or less. This one single night, whoever happens to observe worship during this one single night, his worship in this night is better than the worship which is done in 83 years and a few months continuously, fasting every day, praying the whole night, doing nothing but dhikr and worship. Wow! Allah loves this ummah so much so that He gave this ummah one night every year. Yet, again, most of us are not appreciative of this gift. Like many who are not appreciative that they have been invited here. They don't understand what it takes to be here. They think simply because you say and you paid for the package that you are here. No. We spoke about the significance of being here. Chosen from 1.7 billion people. Allah invited you. He loves you. He wants your sins to be forgiven. You should appreciate that. You should know how to utilize this opportunity of being here in order to gain an utmost forgiveness. Ad-du'a. We'll go back to Laylatul Qadr after this dua and what is its significance. He chose for this one night, which is better than 83 years and a few months in constant and persistent worship, because this night the Qur'an was revealed on it. And Allah made it superior to any other night or day of the year. Ad-dua is Allahumma innaka afuun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anna. Al-afu in the Arabic dictionary, when you search it, al-afu means, they say afat al-riyah. When the wind blows in the desert, then it wipes out the footmarks. When the camels and the human beings walk on sand, they leave footprints, footmarks, right? But when the wind is very violent, it covers all of them. So you cannot trace any footprint. You cannot say who's walking here. Why? Because it's covered up. That is the meaning of al-af, that the sins will be pardoned and even eliminated from the record of your bad deeds. Have no traces whatsoever. Even the angels who recorded them by their own hand will not have an access to them. This is not just alt-shift delete. This is reformatting the whole system. Your good deeds are still the same. But whatever bad deed was done because of the quality of Al-Afu, and his name is Al-Afu, have been erased and eliminated entirely from your record. It will never show again. It will never show even on the day of judgment. It will never show when you commit the same sin again. Khalas. Al-Afu have pardoned, have forgiven. Amongst us as human beings, if I step on your foot and I say, forgive me, you say, okay, forgive me. But in your mind, you always remember that I stepped on your foot. Then while walking again, I step on your foot again. I say, forgive me. Say, not again? Oh, not again. You still remember I've done it before. So that's called forgiving, not pardoning. Pardoning is a complete elimination of the record, as if it did not even take place. I'm telling you, even the angels who wrote the sins down, they remember that this guy have done this and this and that. Record will be erased, and Allah will make the angels forget what they have recorded against you. This is the quality of Al-Afu. And his name is Al-Afu. Al-Afu is the quality itself, the trait. Al-Afu is Allah, the Almighty, one of His names. That's why we have Al-Afu and we have Al-Ghafur. So the Prophet ﷺ chose for the greatest night, the greatest dua, which is, Oh Allah, you are the one who's Afu. You pardon and you erase sins. Tuhibbul Afu. You pardon because you love to pardon. You see the difference between somebody pardons because you ask him to pardon. You beg him to forgive you. You promise to be better. You've done something good, that's why he would override them. La, la, la. He loves to pardon. So pardon us. Can I say this dua every single night, or it has to be with them? Oh yeah, of course. But I just thought it would be worth mentioning here to talk about the quality of Al-Af and how much Allah loves to pardon. How much? The Prophet ﷺ says, لَاللَّهُ أَفْرَحُ بِتَوْبَةِ أَحَدِكُمْ بِتَوْبَةِ الْعَبْدِ. Allah indeed is much more happier whenever any sinner repents unto Him than the following condition. A man who's traveling in the desert. Then he lost his camel, which was loaded with food and provision. And he knew what it means when you lose your ride in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the desert. It has your water, your provision, that's it. So he was certain of his death, out of starving. So he sat in the shade of a tree waiting for the moment of death to come, because he's gonna die sooner or later. His biggest dream was just to make it short. While he was lying down, he saw the rope hanging from the neck of the camel on top of his head. He couldn't believe himself. He grabbed hold of the rope, he got up, and he was very happy. He knew that Allah saved him and He gave him a new life. So he wanted to thank Allah. So how did he thank Allah? He said, Oh Allah, thank you so much. You are indeed my servant and I'm your Lord. Sometimes when you're overjoyed and over-delighted, you don't know what you're saying. Right? Why? Because you're very delighted. You're very delighted. Allah is much more delighted when any sinner repents unto Him than the condition of this man. He loves to repent. He loves you to repent. He loves to forgive. He loves to pardon. And when He invited you here, He invited you here only for this reason. So take advantage of that. I don't care. People are pushing, people are fighting. My concern is me. Oh Allah, forgive me. It would be best to pray for everybody else. I'm going to share a secret with you. Two secrets. There is a common hadith, which is not even hadith, where people divide the month of Ramadan into 3 portions. Right? First portion is Rahmah. أوسطه مغفرة آخره عتق من النار. Have you heard that before? That's not even a hadith. Because the whole month is Rahmah. And the whole month is forgiveness. And the whole month is freeing from the far-fetched. Don't you know that the Prophet ﷺ said in the reception of Ramadan, there has come to you an honorable month. All the gates of heaven are open and all the gates of hell are closed and Satan's are chained. Then he said ﷺ, وَلِلَّهِ فِي كُلِّ لَيْلَةٍ عُتَقَاء وَذَلِكَ فِي كُلِّ لَيْلَةٍ مِنْ. On every single night in the month of Ramadan, there are عُتَقَاء. يعني عُتَقاء. Plural of عتيق. عتيق, you know when you have a slave and you free him, it's called عتيق. So when Allah frees His slaves from fire, He says you're free. Fire will never touch your flesh. That's it. If your name is listed even once, خلاص, you're saved. Because Allah does not change His word. When your name is listed among those who are saved, lucky you. 30 days or 29 days, most likely, of the month of Ramadan. Can't you make it in one of these nights? Can't you make it once? Beg Allah while crying, shedding tears and begging Allah, please, please, please make me of the utaqah tonight. Because once you are one of them, once you're saved. You're saved in a sense that the fire will never touch your flesh. اللهم اجعلنا من عتقائك اللهم اجعلنا من عتقائك واجعلنا من الفائزين. The second, I know it's hard, you're swimming, and inshallah we'll make it short. It doesn't matter how long, how short, what matters is if we learn something and implement it, even in a few minutes, that is the best. You know, in the past when we were young, we used to brag about giving a khutbah for an hour and a half. It is not like that. What matters is you sit with somebody, you talk to him for a few minutes, he benefits out of those few minutes better than an hour when people are bored. I said the second secret, which is a gift, I'm going to share with you inshallah. When you learn dua, instead of just saying, oh Allah forgive me and forgive my mother and forgive my son, I have mercy. Pray for the whole ummah. Why? Because the Prophet ﷺ had informed us that whenever you pray for somebody, you will be rewarded with one hasana. That is the first version. The second, an angel is standing next to you to say, oh Allah, accept his dua and give him similar to what he asked for others. So when you say, Allahumma Rabbana fili ولوالدي وللمؤمنين والمؤمنات يوم يقوم الحساب. Oh Allah, forgive me my sins and forgive my parents' sins and forgive all the believing men and women's sins. Oh, all the believers. We just mentioned in the beginning that approximately 1.7 billion Muslims are living today. Maybe last generation, likewise, following generation, double, Allah knows. Ever since people recognize Allah and believe, there is countless number of people. When you pray for them, you get countless hasanat. Every sajda, in every prostration, say, رَبِّ اغْفِرْ لِي وَلِوَالِدَيَّ وَلِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ يَوْمَ يَقُومُ الْحِسَابُ. Again, رَبِّ اغْفِرْ لِي وَلِوَالِدَيَّ وَلِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ يَوْمَ يَقُومُ الْحِسَابُ. Very simple dua, countless more. Be smart. Be smart. Allah says Al-Jannah is very near to each and every one of us. Nearer than our shoelace. You just need to make a simple effort and know what you need to do. To be continued, inshallah. Tomorrow, if you like to meet here or in the masjid, is the masjid okay?
Tomorrow, inside the bus, we've got a tour in Makkah.
Oh.
You can continue inside the bus, much better.
When are you going?
Maybe tomorrow morning, inshallah, maybe 6 a.m. I think better. At least not the weather still, you can take it. It's 7, it's already quite hot.
We should be very early, as a matter of fact, because you guys are fasting, and I don't want you to go to the mazarat and miss the dhuhr. Because I bet you.
It takes only 3 hours.
Oh, 3 hours.
Just more or less.
Fine. Inshallah Azza Jal. We need to sit also tomorrow and talk. When do you think is a good time?
After Zuhr, maybe after Asr, on this is the other floor.
After Asr, in the masjid floor? Okay.
I don't think you can have the place masjid because they already prepared for the iftar.
Correct. You can do that in the masjid. So tomorrow, inshallah, after Asr, in the musalla, in the east floor.
The Salah is quite okay, shouldn't be any problem.
Okay, let's pray Asr in the musalla and attend, inshallah. If you can make it to the haram, that would be best, inshallah. But I'm not sure if you go and come back. We'll try our best. After Asr, inshallah, tentatively our meeting in the musalla, inshallah.